a spark in this second unit, but you're going to enjoy Ryan Archie. But if you're going to like Archie, you're going to love Hunter Sallis. Can do a little bit of everything. Every national team, he's a part of it. He's a solid player. You're going to enjoy him. I'm going to shut up and let you watch it.
Sallis with Cameron Hildreth and Efton Reed are the three captains in the starting lineup. Parker Fredrickson's out there too. And his three rims out. Hunter Sallis fakes it, takes it, and he gets fouled.
One of the things that Wake Forest was an emphasis on in preseason play was getting rebounds, being a good rebounding team, a second chance opportunity, a good look early, missed by Fredrickson, a rebound, a kick out, and now Sallis, a preseason All-American, goes to the free throw line.
Trayvon Spillers last played in this gym wearing a Appalachian State jersey, and he's now a member of the Demon Deacons, the transfer from Boone. And Hunter Sallis is going to score a lot of points this year for Steve Forbes' team. Averaged 18 a game last year, although he upped his scoring in conference play when he was the second best scorer in the league. 1 for 2 at the line.
You talk about Spillers, Mr. Excitement. He's got size, can go to the glass, can finish plays. You're going to enjoy watching him this season.
Nadozie, Brown, Ellerby, Horton, and Oduro for second-year coach Larry Stewart. And over the backboard and out of bounds off the fingertips of Julius Ellerby III.
Larry Stewart wants his team to execute a little better than they did last year. Only scored over 70 points 2 times. They've got to score the basketball. They can't have turnovers. That was a good look. Just shot it a little too hard, too long.
Eagles were 0-17 on the road last year. Wake Forest, one of the best home teams in college basketball for each of the past 3 seasons. Hildreth, offensive foul.
Off the high dribble handoff, trying to get downhill. A slimmer, stronger version of Cam Hildreth. They called him with the offensive foul. Surprised him a little bit, but yeah, the defender was there.
Yeah, Hildreth noticeably leaner. We were chatting with Steve Forbes before the game right on the baseline. He said, yeah, we wanted him to get a little slimmer, a little stronger, and he is a sturdy senior right now.
And he plays so hard, 14 points a ball game last year.
Pressure in the backcourt leads to a turnover. First half last year, opening night did not go as Wake Forest planned. If you remember, Elon dropped 55 in the first 20 minutes.
They turned the tide on him in the second half.
They sure did.
Well, for that to happen again, the 50 points, Coppin State's got to value the basketball. They've got to be able to score when the shots come there. They had 16 games last year where they had 15 or more turnovers, 30 against a very good James Madison team early in the season.
Sallis puts it on the deck, kicks it. Spillers, not known as a three-point shooter. It was halfway down before it popped out.
Good look off the penetrating pass.
That's a travel. Cameron Brown held the pivot foot as long as he could as he lost his balance.
Veteran player, transfer from Allegheny Community College along with his brother, ahead of himself. Again, too many times last year Coppin State hurt themselves.
Spillers to Fredrickson in the corner. Reed kicks it. Fredrickson 0 for 2. Spillers last to touch it, Coppin ball.
I like what Wake Forest is doing. Good spacing on the floor, using the big guy, 7-footer. Efton Reed the third, inside, outside. Fredrickson's gonna knock those shots down eventually. He's got to spot up, be comfortable, and knock them down. 53 pointers a season ago.
Steve Forbes has said this is the most athletic and fastest team he's ever coached. Bringing the full court pressure. No good for Callie Horton. Still looking for the game's first field goal. Third time's the charm. Nope.
Looked good, kind of rushed it maybe a little bit, trying to get out of the release.
Parker's had 3 good looks, and he missed his last 14 3-point attempts last season.
Yeah, he went 2 of 20 in the last 5 basketball games, including the NIT.
There were a lot of points in the women's basketball game earlier today, but it's like the rims have gotten tighter in the last hour and a half. Hunter Sallis trying to change that fact, and he comes up short. And the two teams are a combined 0 for 8 from the field and 0 for 7 from 3.
Got to get your press offense set right now for Coppin State. Steve Forbes wants to kind of get a better percentage shot, being it a layup or a dunk. Coppin State's got to slow the tempo down. They've missed their shots, but they can't afford to get in this fast-paced game that Wake Forest wants to play this year.
Hildreth putting on the pressure in the backcourt. Coppin State forced to take a timeout.
Good defensive there.
2 minutes and 26 seconds into the 118th Wake Forest basketball season. It's 1-0, and we'll keep it here during the break. Mentioned Larry Stewart, the 56-year-old who's back at his alma mater. He was a really good player. Two-time MEAC Player of the Year. His number 42, retired by Coppin State right after he finished playing. He was the first ever undrafted rookie in the NBA to make an all-rookie team.
Quality guy, had an outstanding career at Coppin State, been doing the thing as a coach in a couple of years, won a championship as an assistant at Bowie State, was over at Morgan with Todd Bozeman on his great run, and just an outstanding player and an outstanding man.
What was he like as a player?
Tough, agile, mobile, hostile, could score on anybody. Third leading scorer all time in Coppin history. He stepped out of bounds.
Turnover. Yes, he did. Third Coppin turnover in the opening 3 minutes.
Interesting you talk about Larry. His brother Steven Stewart was on the team as assistant coach for this Coppin. But there's the pressure after the timeout and just careless play. Again, shooting yourself in the foot. That's what Coppin State is doing right now.
Officials for this season opener: Tommy Morrissey, Jeremy Mosier, Stephen Perry. They took the floor with a green heart pinned to their warm-up jackets in honor of Ramey Styons, who passed away in the offseason. Moment of silence held here at the Joel before the game in Ramey's memory. He was one of the really good veteran officials of ACC basketball, and we miss Ramey as the new season begins. Cam Hildreth fouled by Collie Horton, and the senior from Worthing, England, back to the free throw line. Played all 35 games last year despite a wrist injury that would have sidelined many tough basketball players. Cam played through it, still shot 35% from 3, still guarded the other team's best player on many a night.
Hunter Sallis will give you the highlight reel plays. We'll never forget that dunk he had last year against Presbyterian. But the heart, the soul, the grit of this basketball team look no further than the new number now, number 6, Cam Hildreth.
NCAA rule allowing folks to wear single-digit numbers between 6 and 9. That had not been allowed in the past. Second chance, and Coppin State still can't score. 3
good looks the last couple of possessions, and then they try to beat you down the floor. It's going to be a foul there.
And they got Jonathan Dunn wave off the basket, because apparently nobody can score in the first 3 minutes tonight.
Jonathan Dunn started doing his work early defensively, trying to guard Efton Reed. Gave up a lot of inches and a lot of pounds. It was just a matter of how soon they could get the ball to Efton Reed. One thing that Dunn could do was fouling.
Darius Ward, big-time scorer at Florida Memorial in the game for Coppin.
Feels like this is a bigger scoring ball game, doesn't it? A lot of action.
The dam is going to break at some point. Ryan Archie, preseason All-MEAC second team, is out there. He's got the ball now.
Does a good job creating off the bounce.
Reach and foul going on Parker Fredrickson. Shot clock will go back to 20.
Archie scores a lot of his points in mid-range and off the penetrating play. He's got to understand that at 6 feet tall, he's not going to be able to go as deep as he could and has in some other ball games. Too many long arms, too many athletes as Wake Forest.
Well, Coppin's already played 9 guys. For Steve Forbes, he's still got the starting 5 out there, trying to break the seal from the field. Wake 2 of 4 from the line. And Coppin now 0 for 6 as Ward's runner rims out.
Well, one thing that Larry Stewart and his staff talked about is they wanted to try to get more guys involved and try to try to wear people down. Again, pick up the tempo a little bit from what they did last year and get some easy looks. They've had a couple of layups that should have fallen, didn't, and so they're still stuck on 0.
Iron unkind in the opening 4 minutes of the season for both these teams here at the Joel.
Nice spacing this time. Got the big out, post up, Spiller.
Efton Reed for 3. Rebound for Ellaby, and he'll gallop it into the forecourt. Coppin State 0 for 6. Ward, step back over Fredrickson. Missed everything. Take a deep breath, everybody. It's a new season of basketball. Both teams working out the kinks. Steve Forbes beginning his 5th season at the helm of the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. And Steve was a 4-sport star in high school. He was a receiver, he was a point guard, he was a state finalist in the high hurdles, long jump, and relays. He also was a pitcher, and his team's pitching a shutout through 4.5 minutes of the season opener.
Wake Forest baseball, we know, is traditionally good. Coppin State's baseball team went to the NCAAs a couple of years ago. Got a win in the first round of the regionals.
Omaha Biliew is in the game for Steve Forbes' Deeks, along with Davin Cosby. Omaha Biliew gets the scoring started from deep.
Catch and score guy, big solid player, transfer from Iowa State. You're going to see good things out of this young man.
Corner 3 retaliates for Darius Ward, and all right, everybody took a deep breath there in the timeout, and now we're playing basketball. Biliew gave the Deeks a spark in the preseason exhibition game against Alabama. Hildreth creating contact and earning 2 more free throws. The foul going on Cam Liggins.
I was really impressed with Biliew. High-low, swing it, extra pass. He's ready to shoot the basketball. One thing we talked about in the earlier game, being ready to shoot the ball. Biliew was there, kind of the wind, didn't go inside again. Catch, Ward, transfer from NAIA Florida Memorial, can score the basketball. Gets a really good look, and he knocks down a jumper.
Omaha Biliew, if you can believe it, did not make a three in the 20 games he played at Iowa State last year.
Yeah.
But he was the highest rated recruit that Iowa State had ever gotten when he signed with them.
And that's kind of hard to fathom when you think about some of the great players Iowa State's had. But, you know, McDonald's All-American, one of only 3 that's ever been to Iowa State, and can make some plays. And I'll tell you what, he's going to give you a lot because he's big. He's got size at 6'8", but he's also very quick. Can play a 2 maybe, definitely a 3 and a 4. And if you need him in the post, he can do that.
High hedge from Reed, pull up 3, Archie missed it. Loose ball, Wake Forest ball.
That was what we were talking about a moment ago, Archie's ability to score off the bounce, but at 6 feet tall, was not expecting the 7-foot Afton Reed to come out that close and contest that well.
Ryan Archie is one heck of a story. He had no Division I or Division II offers out of high school, so he went to prep school, really developed, earned the opportunity. Became an all-freshman player for Coppin last year.
Tough Maryland kid.
Biliew kicks it out. Cosby's 3 hits the bracket, and the rebound taken in by Cameron Sparrow.
This was the other player that made all MEAC rookie teams for Coppin State.
Biliew straight up defensively. Here comes Hunter Sallis. Cam Hildreth pulls up, buries it.
Hunter Sallis made the right decision. Took the ball as far as he could, got the defenders to suck in on him, and then found a wide open Cam Hildreth.
Deeks now 2 for 9 from beyond the arc. 9 of their 10 field goal attempts from deep. Pressure from Biliew. Coppin ball.
Wide open, ready to shoot the ball. Hildreth, Sallis, and Fredrickson combined for 165 of the 289 three-point baskets that the Deeks made last year. So when you've got that kind of firepower, you've got size inside with Reed, Biliew in the ball game. You know, the young Juke Harris is a highlight waiting to happen. That's the reason there's so much excitement for this Wake Forest basketball team.
Archie missed everything. It's a shot clock violation. Spiller's coming back in. He'll replace Reed, so Wake gets a little smaller. But still very athletic and long. A lot of length on this Wake Forest team coming off the bench. We haven't even seen the freshman Juke Harris yet.
Or Devin Cosby.
And there's a bad turnover. Darius Ward, the steal in the stuff.
Very athletic. Had about 22 games last year at Florida Memorial where he scored over double figures, averaged about 14 a ball game down in Florida. Can make plays.
Second straight Wake giveaway. Archie, finger roll, no. Cosby rips it down. Hildreth.
And a block.
It is a blocking foul on Coppin State. Thought for a second Cam might have gotten up without knowing where he was going.
Watch this.
Could have been a second foul.
Kind of a careless pass there. And then again, Ward just does a great job overplaying the pass lane and then finishing strong. Now watch this. Was it a block? Yeah, he's still moving. See?
Easy call on Horton. That's Horton's second. Hunter Sallis made an early free throw. Kicks it for Hildreth. There's another.
Top of the key after the reversal. An opportunity to get your feet set and able to knock it down.
You think Cameron's ready to go for this season?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He had 33 in the season opener last year. Oh, Omaha Biliew send it back. Contesting the jumper from Horton. And Wake ready to run.
Larry Stewart maybe trying to wait for the under 12 timeout. Don't need another explosion play by the Deeks. He may have to take it sooner than he wants.
Biliew takes it, makes it. I told you the floodgates were going to open.
No question about it. How did you know?
6 points for Biliew. The lead up to 11. Archie spinning into the lane, over Sallis, no good. Wake Forest basketball. Omaha Biliew coming off the bench, creating a spark. And now we got flames from beyond the arc. Deacons by 11. Welcome back, everybody. The transfer portal continues to be a really nice thing for Steve Forbes.
But just look at this list, and we talked about the size and the experience. Well, there's your depth also. You know, Biliew is already dazzled. Those Spillers, we know, was one of the top players in the Southern Conference, usually in the ACC last year. And then Abyss doesn't score a lot, but he's got size. And don't forget about Mr. Johnson and Mr. Cosby, two perimeter players that are dynamic.
Tyler Johnson's got the ball now. Speedy spark plug of a point guard from Louisville. You just think about the transfers. Alondis Williams, Jake Laravia,
really?
Tyree Appleby, Hunter Sallis, Efton Reed III. The new quintet is quite a crop. Cosby kicks it. Hildreth with a clock winding down. Step back. Rebounded by Spillers. Deacons reset.
Second chance opportunity.
Cosby. Omaha Biliew creates a third chance this trip. And the nice dish finds Spillers for the stuff.
Get me a second chance, I'll give you a basket. Great job by Biliew. Extra job by Spillers.
8 straight for Wake Forest over the last 2 minutes.
Fresh legs in, you can put more pressure on the basketball. They've got length, they deflect passes in passing lanes, they make it hard for you to shoot over them. Coppin's got to be patient and poised right now.
Clock winding down, a steal. Biliew takes his time and detonates. He almost had too much time there, Stan.
Didn't know if he wanted to get the basket or the assist.
Made the right choice, taking the 2. Spillers got a deflection and the rebound. Hildreth reversing direction, spinning into contact. contact, and he traveled. Can you say whirling dervish?
All right, watch this. Great rebound, under control, gives it up. Nice flush by Spillers. And then you get in passing lanes. We told you they've got length. I said, do I pass it? Do I get it? Ah, what the heck? Let me just finish this.
Sallis back in. Only 1 point so far for Hunter, but he does have 3 assists. Ward comes up short. Sallis grabs the rebound, but he's called for a foul in pursuit of the board.
Yeah, and that's frustrating for Coppin State because there's plenty of time on the clock. You're being pressured and you just settle for the first shot. You take a jumper and you don't make it. They're fortunate to be bailed out that time. That's better.
Well, Cameron Brown scores the 3rd field goal. Coppin now 3 for 19 from the floor. That bucket raised their shooting percentage from 12% to 16%.
Now, Cameron Brown was a decent scorer. As we mentioned, he and his twin brother played at Allegheny Community College. They averaged about 13 a ball game. Had to work hard to get the shot inside.
Bad pass intercepted by Ward. Numbers for the Eagles. And the tip-in for Darius Ward, his 2nd straight bucket.
Like Ward's spring, gets up really quick at 6'6", long arms, nice basket there, foul inside.
Might be number 3 on Horton. It is.
Again, hands in passing lanes, there's that length. And it's a nice job pass, you miss it, but then you follow the shot. Easy tip in that time for Darius Ward. Started his career at LaSalle. Also went to University of Texas in Rio Grande Valley. You know, didn't really score a lot of points there. I think he averaged about 2 or 3 points a ball game. But, you know, then he went to Florida Memorial down in the Miami area and has just really developed into a big-time scorer.
Good NAIA program down there.
Very good NAIA program. Very good.
This ball tracked down by Sparrow.
Longtime friend and guy, man, Buck Jordan played down there back in the day.
Buck's got Winston-Salem roots, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. He and Steve, obviously.
Underneath, up and under. Peter Oduro with his first 2.
Kind of excited to see what Oduro's going to do for this Coppin team.
On the offensive glass, Spiller sets up Fredrickson. Parker's now 0 for 4.
He has had some good looks. Keep shooting, Parker. Keep shooting.
He's too good of a shooter for it not to go in soon. Good hands from Johnson. Sallis. Parker wanted to create a highlight. Sallis gets it to the bucket anyway.
I love it. You messed up the break, the highlight play, but you keep playing. You end up still getting the easy layup.
Talked to Hunter Sallis about a month ago about the process of going through the NBA combine and the decision whether to come back, whether to go to the draft. He said he felt like he improved significantly as a basketball player through that process. The biggest thing he wants to show this year is that he can be an impact defender. We already know he can score.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Deacons doubling up the Eagles, 22-11. Hunter Sallis with his first 2 of the season. First of many more to come. Deacons leading Coppin State 22-11. Hunter Sallis back after winning the AP ACC Newcomer of the Year award last year. First team All-ACC. And look, Cameron Hildreth is going to have something to say about this too, but it's quite possible the top two scorers this year are a guy named Omaha and a guy from Omaha. Hunter Sallis,
very good,
one
very
of the,
well played.
One of the highest ranked recruits in the history of the state of Nebraska.
Jerry West, nominee for perimeter player. Naismith led this team in scoring. So many awards for Hunter Sallis, and he's not disappointed me because of his versatility in the game, letting the game come to him, not trying to put up big numbers.
Juke Harris, his first shot as a Deke, and we get a foul on Efton Reed on the glass. Really excited to watch Juke. True freshman from Salisbury, scored over 2,600 points in high school.
They are excited about this young man.
Fredrickson off the steal, gets to the bucket.
Nice job off the steal again. Coppin State's not done a good job handling the full court pressure when Wake Forest has really come at them. We got to do a better job in that.
Parker Fredrickson showing a little bit of the added bulk and strength he picked up in the offseason. He's 20 pounds stronger than he was a year ago.
And you can see it in shoulder definition.
Tough jumper, Ryan Archie.
Nice adjustment on the jump shot. Archie can make that shot. That time really elevated, got good extension, knocks it down.
Reed to the basket.
Big fella moving without the basketball. One of the things that they talked about early on in this year, Wake Forest, this is the chemistry of the team. They've bonded so well on and off the court, and you saw that there. Instead of posting up and asking for the ball, set a screen, rolled, got a nice pass, finished with the stuff. Just the little things early make big things later.
Another high hedge from Reed. Harris switches onto Ward.
Love the activity of the Wake Forest defense.
Harris picks up the foul. Darius Ward shows his slippery driving ability.
Watch this. See, post up, didn't get it, continues to go low. No one's able to stop that. You cannot stop the big fella when he's got a head of steam. And at 7 feet, he's not far from the rim anyway.
Correct myself, Stan. They gave that foul to Hunter Sallis. It's his second. Yeah, okay, now Joe Christie, the PA announcer, has said it is Harris's foul, which it looked like. Pair of subs coming back in for the Eagles. Toby Nadozie, Jonathan Dunn back in there for Larry Stewart. Not only did it play at Coppin, and coach is an assistant throughout the Mid-Atlantic for a bunch of different schools, UMES, Morgan State, Bowie State. He had an impressive pro career, not just in the NBA, but played overseas. Spain, Turkey, Greece, and France. All nice places to visit.
Even nicer to play. Larry Stewart's quality guy. He's going to do some good things at Coppin.
Tyler Johnson for three.
Got it. Not a big three-point shooter last year, only made 12. 2 in a game early in the season against Virginia Tech. But if he can make shots and then score off the penetration like we know he can do, again, another weapon in the arsenal for this Wake Forest basketball team. Again, Sallis initiates the offense, the skip pass there, Fredrickson, knockdown jumper. What I like about this team, even though they missed some shots early, people are moving without the ball and they're ready to shoot the basketball when it comes their way.
Ryan Archie comes up short, contested by Fredrickson. Johnson pushing the tempo. Pass deflected, and then Reed was bumped as he tipped it back outside. Dunn and Reed are still tangled up. Okay, guys, stop dancing with each other. This is basketball.
Well, Reed did a really nice job in doing his early work and posting up and kind of reaching around and creating the contact. And there wasn't a lot that Dunn could do. Dunn kind of fell for the bait. Instead of releasing, kind of Dunn, the guy hooked and then just kept on playing, The officials saw it. good call and a smart, savvy move by the big fella Reed to create contact and go to the free throw line.
Sure is nice to have Efton Reed on the floor opening night. He should have been on the floor opening night a year ago, if not for absurd NCAA bureaucracy.
Wow, it's the first time. That's early for you to call him out that quick. Tell me how you really feel.
It's a joke.
And when he came in,
Wake would have gone to the NCAA tournament last year if Efton Reed played the first 7 games of the season.
You know what?
Hard hit, count it, and the foul. Tyler Johnson.
Well, I'll tell you what.
These early season games, Stan,
They
set the tone.
Yeah, and they had some losses. Let's watch this. Go inside, get the penetration, gets the foul. But they had early losses last year against Georgia, LSU, and there's somebody else that escapes me before they played Rutgers when he came back in Game 7. So you're exactly right. Those early season non-conference games have got a big one. This is a big game to start the season. Yes, A&T's a big one, but they've got a huge one on Sunday against Michigan. Those are the type of games that you win now and you can enjoy in March.
Georgia, Utah, and LSU.
Utah, right.
Tigers in overtime.
They lost to LSU in overtime down in Charleston. I did that game. I was down there.
All those games were close.
Exactly.
Sallis bumped. After that,
Dozie, I think, was a foul to reach in.
You know, we talked so much about the metrics and how the quads, and it's opening night. We're not going to dive too deep into this, but just last year, Efton Reed should have been eligible. And it was ridiculous that they didn't allow him to play, and then they said, oh, yeah, now you can play. But there was no reason why he could play then and not before. And
those games counted.
Absolutely.
Those games, yeah. So he came in, I don't remember the date, but he came in against Rutgers. Yep. Was at the game. And Don had a double-double in that ball game. His first game out, and just continued to evolve as the season went on. And without a doubt, I think that they could have. The LSU game they lost in overtime, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Utah game was a close game, which I think they had a lead early and lost. The Georgia game was just a dogfight, to pardon my pun, but it was. So, yeah. But it's a new year, and all those things are making this team hungry.
Long pass, not the most graceful execution of a press break, but it leads to a easy lay-in for Cameron Brown. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Wake's made its last 4 field goal attempts. Sallis, tough shot. Banked it in.
Banks open. Someplace in Winston-Salem this time of day.
Well, the ATM's 24 hours.
for some.
Tough fadeaway, won't go. Sallis pulls down the board. Ahead, Fredrickson to Harris. Knocked out of bounds, Wake Forest ball.
Coppin State's got to avoid trying to get in the run game, but watch Sallis.
Did
Gets
he call
off the
it?
glass, bam, yeah, he called it. Yeah, he called it. That's an All-American bounce.
I wouldn't know, but it sounds nice.
Trust me when I tell you.
They're going to call an offensive foul on Tyler Johnson for the little push-off. I'm excited to see how Tyler continues to grow. He's just a sophomore.
He was 10th in the ACC a season ago in assists, had 110 of them. So he can...
In a bad situation.
Well, you said that. Thank you. I was a second year. It wasn't the greatest one.
I took a few trips to Louisville, Kentucky last year.
Yes, you did. And that might have been the shining spot for this basketball team. Pat Kelsey will do damage there this year, but man, what another great acquisition.
Former Wake Forest assistant under Skip Prosser, Pat Kelsey, the new head coach at Louisville.
Yep. Another basket by Archie. Scores a lot of hard way, but I tell you, I love his elevation on his jump shot.
Hard attack, and Sallis fouled on the drive. And we'll get ourselves a timeout. 3:39 to play in the first half. Darius Ward just picked up his first personal. Deacons by 15. 34-19, Wake Forest leads in their second ever meeting with Coppin State. Eagles and Deacs played a game in February of 1989. Coach Bob Stack led the Deacs to victory that night.
Coach Stack and Larry Stewart are very, very good friends.
I didn't know that.
I want to say that Stack was in Larry's wedding.
Really?
Yeah, they go way back. Because I know that when Larry got the job, I had talked to Coach Stack and let him know. He said, "Oh, please be sure, give me his number." And I tried to find it. Had AD Derek Carter gave me the number and gave it to Stack. And so I don't know what to talk about, but I know that they're very, very tight.
Sallis at the line out of the break. Something Steve Forbes said in the preseason I like, talking about his three leaders, Reed, Sallis, and Hildreth. He said Efton leads with his voice, Hunter leads with how he plays, and Cam leads with how hard he plays.
And that's very true. And you know what? Just to add to that, all three of those guys are leaders. That's what I like about it. They're good young people and they're leaders. They do things on and off the court that are positive. So yeah, that's a great one. Surround yourself with good people that work hard. Good things will happen for you.
Darius Word doing a dance with Omaha Biliew, lost it, Wake ball. 10th Eagle turnover.
And one of their big problems last year, turnovers and bad shots. They average about 15 turnovers a ball game.
Wake started this game 0 for 7. Since then, they're 12 for 19.
Well, it just a matter of the shots falling. Coppin has settled down a little bit, gotten some shots.
Pull up, short. Oh, Biliew hustles for the rebound. Sets up the three, and Harris got excited. Archie the other way. A swat and a foul. And 2 free throws coming with 2:43 to go.
That was a nice pass on the outlet that time. Rebound, push it ahead. Fouled and then lost it. Then Juke came in and kind of cleaned it up with the block. But nice job by Darius Ward. Like his bounce.
Yeah, he's got some pick-me-up to him.
This is a Coppin team that struggled a lot last year. That 2-27 record is a little bit deceiving. They lost a lot of close basketball games. And again, part of what Larry's trying to do is to get his guys to understand how to win basketball games. It's a proud program in Coppin State. 4 MEAC titles, several NCAA appearances. Just kind of get it back, get the right guys in and do some things. As a foul.
Hildreth fouled by Nadozi. Maybe the most memorable win in Coppin State history is a 15 seed when they upset number 2 seed South Carolina, 1997.
Fang's game. Fang Mitchell now. BJ was on that team in South Carolina. I don't ever try to bring it up to BJ, but Coppin still remembers it. SID was trying to tell us, yeah, I know very well. There's BJ Mack. He's going to be a great head coach one day. Not in a hurry to leave here, but he's got all the tools. Big time player, South Carolina.
You're going to get a lane violation. Ward, you could see him trying to hold off. And Hildreth hesitated long enough at the line that it became a lane violation, and they'll get one more.
Yeah, the thing about that South Carolina game, going back to it, is that Coppin was one of those teams that a lot of people were afraid to play because they were scrappy. And if you ever saw those teams, they were tough defensively. They were aggressive rebound. They had Larry Stewart there. I mean, you look at the bench real quick while I got a chance. You got Sidney Rake, Stephen Stewart, Turquin Mott, all played at Coppin. Or assistant coaches for this Coppin team are all in the top 20 in scoring or rebounding or assists. I mean, and you look at them now, they could play right now. So maybe Larry could. Now, I don't know if he could still play. Yeah, he could. But this is a very proud program that's come on hard times. But I think that they're gonna be better than number 8 seed in the MEAC this year. I do believe.
He's chatting with the voice of the Deeks, Stan Cotton, the legend before the game.
The other Stan.
He joked that if this game was Wake's coaching staff versus Coppin's coaching staff and like a game of 3-on-3, Wake might be in trouble. As good as BJ is.
Well, BJ, yeah, can't do it alone. But Coach Forbes should score a little bit. Nice pass.
Spillers.
Wow.
Folks, remember L.D. Williams and Rodney Rogers and Josh Howard. Trayvon Spillers can dunk like any of those former Deeks. Deacons now up 19 with Spillers getting an easy 2 in transition.
You are going to love this. Scores off the defensive end. Watch the explosion right there. Took no time to get to the rim and rim rocking. C.J. Spillers.
First team all Sun Belt for a 27-7 App State team. Before that, played for a JUCO in Missouri that had a great record, went 30-4. You're gonna wave this off?
Yeah, they did. I think he was down in Salcahatchee for half of a year too, if I'm not mistaken. Before he went there, they counted the basket.
Inadvertent whistle.
Yeah.
Count the basket for Nadozie, his first 2. Hometown kid from Baltimore. Davin Cosby hadn't scored yet. And Spillers with the Deeks' 7th turnover of the half. So you look at Wake's first half, 18 minutes and 15 seconds in. 9 different guys have played, 7 have scored. Just 5 for 18 from 3. Figure this is going to be a pretty good 3-point shooting team when you start stacking them together.
I'm not worried about the fact that they're not scoring the basketball so easy right now. They will. As hard as they're playing on the defensive end, they're going to get a lot more layups, and sometimes they're going to get 3-point shots.
Ellerby lost it. 12th Coppin turnover. Wow. There's a little confusion there. Cosby was cutting, Spillers was passing. Coppin takes over.
Cut with a purpose, pass with a purpose.
You talking to me or the?
Talking to anybody listen.
I tried.
Just trying to be helpful to somebody.
Minute to go in the first half. Opening night for the Demon Deacons. Nice creation to the corner. Ellerby, air ball. Clock winding down and a foul on the stick back. Adoro will shoot free throws.
Very difficult if you're Coppin to run your initial set because there's so much pressure on the basketball. They've got to make an extra pass. You can't settle for jump shots. One of the problems you can't settle for jump shots at long range is because of the length of this Wake Forest basketball team. Very impressed with Wake Forest activity on the defensive end. Everybody's moving, everybody's connected. And the more pressure you're able to put on the ball, the more baskets you're able to get off steal and whatnot, the more engaged you become on the defense.
Rebounded by Spillers. He's got 7 rebounds in the first half. Open look, Cosby. Biliew hand on the rebound, but pulled down by Coppin. Ahead to Archie. Oh, Spiller's getting back.
Hustle, help on the backside. There's a drive. Come out. No, 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 no. What a quick leaper.
He blocked 44 shots a year ago for App. Coppin's got a baker's dozen in the turnover department now. 26.4 left in the half. Timeout, Deeks. We will be right back. I showed you the graphic with the 5 transfers on it. 3 of them in particular contributing tonight. 8 for Biliew off the bench. Johnson's got 6, and Spillers with the 4 points and 7 rebounds. We just saw the monster block. He is the definition of active out there on the floor.
Man, I'm telling you, all 3 of those guys have given you a highlight play. If you want to, oh, here's a great highlight, boom. That's not to include all the guys and other things they've done. So again, just bringing players in and making great contributions. This is going to be an exciting basketball team. Showing a little zone here. Wait for the last.
Cam Hildreth practicing a shooting stroke over there.
Yeah, he's getting ready. Got a lot of space over there if they want to come to him. Move it one more time. You'll get a shot.
5 seconds. It's Cosby. Got it! Deacons by 20 at the half on opening night. 41 for the Deeks.
Michigan comes to town.
Yeah,
be interesting.
New coach for the Wolverines,
yes,
Dusty
sir.
May.
Dusty May. A&T game will be competitive for a while, I think, too. Doing some good things over there in Aggie land.
Still work to do tonight, of course. Corner jumper is good for Collie Horton. Sophomore from Erie, Pennsylvania, knocks down the triple.
That'll be big for Coppin as the year goes on if he can become a consistent scorer.
Sallis puts it on the deck, kicks it to the corner. Hildreth, nice creation for Spillers. Got it!
Absolutely beautiful. 4 guys touched the basketball. 2 guys gave up great shots to get even better shot. Wow.
Only 3 Spillers took last year, was with about 2 seconds on the shot clock. But he knew playing for Steve Forbes, this style, he said before the season, I'll be taking plenty of 3-point shots this year.
It's a super scorer, 12 games, and had 12 double-doubles last year. Is this a reset?
Yeah, they're going to reset the shot clock. Tommy Morrissey, head official tonight, was all over it.
Yeah. Watch this, 1 pass, penetrate. That was the end of the play, but you've got a wide open jump shot. And again, even though that Wake started off slow scoring the basketball, they had great looks. They had wide open looks. And because they were able to get those wide open looks, you're going to get more and more if you just keep working the basketball. That was beautiful. 4 guys touch it, get you a knockdown 3.
The shot clock that was reset is winding down again. Cameron Brown lost it. Deep 3, unable to beat the buzzer. Horton comes up empty, but another chance created by the hustle on the glass from Oduro.
Only 4 points that Coppin scored off second chance opportunities. That's not going to be one of them there.
Spillers cleaned up the air ball, his 8th rebound. Fredrickson. They were determined to get it to Reed on the block. Wake fortunate to keep possession. Inbounding underneath.
Yeah, got to make that pass to the spot that time. Big guys working really hard. Had he caught it, had a bad angle to finish the play right there.
Sallis from the corner. Almost banked that one in. Just over 2 minutes gone into the second half.
Cameron Brown handling the basketball, feels like he can beat you on the bounce. Not sure if he can get too far. This is what you like to see, a two-man game on that wing. Try to get Horton involved in something. He's got the length to create a shot right there. There we go. Yeah.
Friendly roll for Horton. Hildreth down hard. Wake fans have seen him in this position many times. He usually gets up and is okay, but it's opening night. Get that ice bath ready.
He'll be okay. I've got confidence in him. He's going to be okay. I love the toughness. Ooh. Yeah. Wrong place, wrong time. Not a dirty play by either player.
5 points for Horton to start this second half for the Eagles. And a bump on the catch. And Horton, who was on the bench for most of the first half with 3 fouls, just picked up his 4th. So he was just heating up. A couple quick buckets for Colley. And now he's back on the bench.
Yeah.
Darius Ward replaces him.
And you gotta be smart. Just sophomore. He's gonna get some playing time. Got some ability. That's a walk.
Yep.
Yeah, the one thing you've got to make certain that you do if you're Wake Forest, and Steve Forbes is talking about it right now, continue the intensity and the execution. Everybody's excited. You've had some big plays. Everybody's jumping off their feet. Just calm down, play basketball. There you go.
Fredrickson, one-handed pass, and then Hildreth gets it to Spillers. Brown puts his head down and gets turned away emphatically by Hunter Sallis.
Watch this. In transition, stop the basketball, wait, catch it, flush time. Boy, you better get used to that. You're going to see a lot of that. Spillers, rim rocking.
Timeout, Coppin State.
Boom.
Double-double watch is on for Trayvon Spillers. 9 points, 8 rebounds. Tons of time left tonight. He had 12 double-doubles last year, which were the most for an App State player since 1981.
12 and 10 in the game against Wake Forest in the NIT in the first round here. Like you said, had 12 of them and did them in some impressive fashion. 14 and 14 against Marshall. 23 and 12 against Georgia State, and he's on his way to getting another one today.
Inadvertently, I believe, Hildreth caught Ward in the chops. Number 2 on Cam. Illegal screen. Oduro going the other way.
What you have to do if you're Coppin, and I'm sure that coaching staff is saying this to these guys, the guards feel like they can beat you, but they've got to understand how far they can go. It's a trap. You get inside the black, most teams are going to be able to get that shot. Wake Forest length is too big for them, too long, too athletic.
Oh, nice pass.
Nice.
Reed to Hildreth.
Efton Reed showing you a lot of versatility in his basketball game, not just a low block player.
Free throws coming for Ward. Second foul on Efton Reed. I asked Steve Forbes before the game, said, has Efton learned how to play defense without fouling? Steve smiled and said, we'll find out tonight in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
That's just the second foul. He's done a pretty good job tonight.
He gets a lot of cheapies. Now, that was a cheap.
Well, he's the biggest guy out there.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. I mean, you know.
How does someone avoid cheapies?
Moving his feet right there when he did, not trying to hip check the guys he got there. You know, just let, you know, you got him, you got position, make it difficult for him to shoot over the 7-footer. You know, that's an easy play. But I like the fact he's trying to make a play.
Wake does have more depth behind Reed this year than they did last year.
And you want to limit his minutes also, too. A lot of times when he gets fatigued, he picks up a cheap foul.
That's a good point. To the corner, Hildreth for 3.
You go back and look at this tape, you got to be, that's nice.
Cam's got 15 to lead the way. Deeks now with 8 threes in the game. Fredrickson has been the guy that hasn't found the range. He's 0 for 5.
Just a little bit of an over-adjustment that time. Yeah, guard's gonna try to beat you off the bounce. Can't do it there, gotta help him.
Deflection by Sallis, reset the dribble. Brown past Fredrickson, no good. Hildreth the other way. With a skip to his step. Cam from the corner. Brown ahead to Ward. Kick out. Archie. Pretty good pace right now, Stan. Spillers.
Yeah.
Feels like the opening few minutes of the ball game.
Yeah, it is. I like the pace, but I need to finish. You just because you got a 3 doesn't mean you got to take a 3. Layups down 2. Maybe not as much.
Well, Brad Stevens was here watching Wake Forest practice over the weekend when the Celtics were in Charlotte Friday and Saturday. Celtics are shooting like 50, 55 threes a game.
Shot 50 the other day against the Hornets, didn't they?
Well, Cam Hildreth, 4th year of the program. He has grown and improved every year. He's leading the way again tonight. With so much talk about transfers, you got to give a shout out to the guys that have stuck around and been loyal. These are the only 5 players in the ACC that are seniors at the same school where they started. RJ at Carolina, Chase Hunter and Ian Shefflin at Clemson. We'll get to know Max Reynaud out in Stanford, and obviously Cameron Hildreth.
And he's gotten better every game in the 100 of them. ACC Player of the Year last year in RJ Davis. I mean, yeah. I commend you for staying. I think it's a good thing.
Biliew draws the bump. By the way, you mentioned how he changed his number to number 6. Do you know why he chose number 6?
His dad wore number 6
That's
in
right.
the European League. So it's an homage to his dad. So yeah, I'm not mad at that either.
His dad Daniel played professionally in the British Basketball League for the Worthing Thunder and for the Brighton Bears. And he spent some time working as a coach with Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse, who led the Raptors to the NBA title, now coaching in Philly. It was Nick Nurse that reached out to Steve Forbes and said, hey,
got a kid for you. Let me tell you about this kid.
And the rest is history. But Wake Forest looking to make some more history this year. It has been, by the time we get to March, it'll have been 15 years since Wake played in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Deacons hoping to change that this year and then some. To the corner.
15th three-point basket attempt for Coppin. 2 of 15 shooting. He only shot 28% as a season last year, so something they got to continue to work on. They're going to get shots. You got to knock them down. Face up.
Fredrickson finds the open man. Sallis fakes it, takes it. Collision on the rebound. Everybody's okay. And Johnson threw it off a foot. It's a kick ball. Steve Forbes said about a month ago, directly, we have to get off the bubble. Every year, he's been on the bubble.
Yeah.
It's a scary place to be.
He told the truth.
Corner jumper, around and out for Cosby.
But you know what? This is the first time where it's been almost like the mantra for this team. And you're openly talking about it. And you can't blame anybody but yourself when it comes down to it. Had some tough losses down the stretch. And like we both talked about, lost some non-conference games early in the year. They come back to haunt you.
Ahead to Tyler Johnson. Oh, big ambition for the little guy. Kick out to the corner. Cosby has not had the hot hand tonight. And then Cosby bumps Archie in the backcourt. Been a little sloppy so far here in the second half, but 8 1/4 minutes gone. Wake leads by 21. Time will certainly tell, but this Wake Forest team has the, it could be a different guy every night kind of look. Cam Hildreth has been the top scorer so far this evening.
You know what's crazy? As many shots have been attempted, at least we seem to. You've got 4 players to follow up on your point that have taken 6 shots. That's the max. Spillers is 4 of 6, Hildreth is 4 of 6, Parker's 1 of 6, and Hunter's 2 of 6. 6, you wouldn't, just watching the game in the stands, you would never think that right now. So that's the balance I'm talking about of this team. They've got firepower a lot of different ways. They can beat you a lot of ways on Sunday. Bam.
Darius Ward.
I was wondering where he was. Hadn't talked about him much in the second half. That was a strong, long-range shot.
18-point game, certainly not out of reach.
Well, they've got to stop turning the basketball over if you're Coppin if you think you can get back in this. They've got 16 turnovers.
Efton Reed.
Big fella.
Snaps a 4+ minute drought for the Demon Deacons.
Nice job pivoting. Kept the ball up strong. Didn't travel. Love it.
Omaha Biliew, by the way, has only taken 3 shots. He's 3 for 3 and 2 for 2 from deep.
But wow, how did he change the momentum of this game? Got everybody excited. Look at it. Look at it. Watch Efton Reed. Watch this. Watch this fancy footwork by the big guy. Pivot. Ooh, there's a lot of steps there, but that's okay. 7 feet tall. Takes a long time to get there. But I like the fact that he kept the pivot, kept the ball up strong, and finishes strong. That's a nice job, big fella.
Sallis and Reed to the bench, but Biliew and Cosby and Spillers are out there with Johnson and Hildreth.
And what you don't want to see happen now is a drop off in the defensive pressure.
Biliew the deflection. Spillers gets it back to him. Cosby right in front of the Deacon bench. Rebounded by Biliew. He's 4 for 4.
Biliew is gonna be an X factor. Crowd already loves him. Plays hard. Remember, he was a highly decorated high school player out of Iowa.
I like this lineup with Biliew and Spillers out there together. Quick hands, athletic.
Yes, indeed. Hungry.
Hung on the rim, wouldn't go, and Johnson sneaks in for the rebound. Hildreth to the corner. Oh, he's quick. Ty Johnson earns a trip back to the line.
Watch this. Power rebound. Catch it inside. Power dribble. 1 step flush.
Deeks just 2 for 11 from 3 here in the second half, but Cosby and Fredrickson struggling. They're good shooters.
They made 8 threes already, 8 of 30, I think it is, my last count for Wake Forest shooting. They made 8 threes or more 20 different times last season. So they're going to get shots up.
And
got to
yet
make them.
They finished the season struggling.
Yes, they did.
You know, 38% in their first 29 games. But the last 6 games of the year, they shot 29% from 3.
Yeah. And that was the cause of that downfall that we talked about.
One of the causes for sure.
Yeah.
Biliew straight away, his first miss. There was a great first half shooting against Virginia Tech, and then it kind of unraveled from there in Blacksburg.
Yeah. And he shot really well at 18 against Louisville, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, that big blowout year.
Yeah, a lot of people have done that to Louisville.
Well, they did.
Yes, they did.
Last year. I think things are going to be different.
Juke Harris back in there. Would enjoy seeing Juke get his first points. Played 5 minutes so far in the game, 0 for 2. Two on Johnson. We're into the 4th quarter of this season opener. 9:21 left. Cameron Brown rejected by Spillers.
Got time.
Spillers hunting another block, and his pressure might have led to the miss. Ellerby stays with it, and Spillers cleans it up. Harris, kick out. This could be on the floor. 15 foul to half on Coppin State. Larry Stewart does not have a single freshman on his roster. He's got a ton of transfers. One of 4 schools in the country without a freshman at the D1 level. Other 3, Coastal Carolina, Nevada, Texas State.
San Marcos.
Your dose of inane trivia for the evening.
Yeah, see, there you go. We give you stuff. We give you. That's one thing about it. We're going to give you something to take home with. You didn't get enough popcorn or whatever else. We give you something. I'll give you something else you didn't know. How about this as a connection? We told you about B.J. Mackey being on the South Carolina team. Coppin State. Who's one of the greatest basketball players ever played at Coppin State? Other than Joe Pace is very good. Very good. Jumping Joe Pace. But how about this? How about Stephanie Reddy?
Yeah.
Stephanie Reddy played at Coppin State under a coaching family friend of mine, and Torrey Harrison, the late great Torrey Harrison, who plays on those Louisiana Tech teams. But how about this? Torrey Harrison's big brother was who? Larry Harrison, who played where? Wake Forest, still in the top 15 in shot blocks all time. Wake Forest, Coppin, Winston-Salem, Wake Forest. Look at that, look at that. Look at that, boy.
I appreciate you answering those late rhetorical questions, because I was going to be lost.
I know, of course you didn't. You didn't know where I was going. You didn't know. I mean, it's early season, but you didn't know. But Torrey was a star, was a coach at Coppin State, and she coached Stephanie Reddy. And Larry Harrison played here at Wake Forest. How about that?
6-0 run for Wake to stretch the lead back to 24. Biliew playing hard defensively.
Ooh.
6 to shoot for Cameron Brown. Nice pass. Hanging in the air and scoring. Julius Ellerby the third.
Very nice.
He had been 0 for 7 before that tough 2, plus the foul.
And Cam got there just a step late, didn't get his hands up. And Julius Ellerby, a kid that transferred from Eastern Michigan, and they're expecting some big things out of this young man. Athletic, 6'7" Kai. From down in Baton Rouge originally. There's your trap.
Harris keeps it alive and is called for the offensive foul.
Yeah.
It hasn't been a great night for Juke, but this kid's going to figure it out.
Oh, yeah, that's an easy call.
He's really talented. It's his first college basketball game after playing high school ball. Steve Forbes told us a great story how for about a year during the recruiting process, Steve woke up and texted Juke's mom every single morning. First thing.
39.
Number 39.
39 miles.
39 miles from Salisbury to the Joel.
Juke Harris, the biggest thing in Salisbury other than Cheerwine, Food Line, and the Smoke Pit Restaurant.
Juke did choose to stay home in the ACC at Wake Forest. And Tyler Johnson called for the reach-in foul. It'll be his third. Coppin will shoot free throws when we come back. 7:44 to go. Deeks by 21. Left side of your screen, Larry Stewart's upcoming schedule. They'll play over the Cubane Center in High Point on Wednesday night. And then their home opener against the Bronx of Ryder on Saturday before a trip to Charlottesville. No more Tony Bennett on the sidelines at JPJ.
Yeah.
How surprised were you by that news?
Very much so. Very much so, especially since we saw him at Media Day and things were kind of, things were good. That reminds me so much, and a lot of people talked about it, but it was similar to what happened to Coach Smith many, many years ago, just before, 2 days before practice. I remember going over there and covering that press conference. I mean, guess who I went to press conference with? Our good
Michael
friend,
Jordan.
No. I talked to him later on. My very good friend, our good friend, Dave Gordon.
Huh.
Gordon was still in TV, and hey, we jumped in and I rode down with it.
I thought you were going to say Dave Odom, who's often
Coach
here at the
Odom?
Joel watching
Coach
the
Odom's
Digs.
here?
I don't know if he is, but he often is.
He always. Coach Odom's every place.
I always look for him when I'm here.
Love me some Coach Odom.
Sallis, extra pass for Hildreth. Deacons keep it moving. Hildreth, plenty of time and space. Wake now 8 for 33. And in transition, Brown contested by 3. Deacons getting back. This is starting to feel like a ragtag pickup game, Stan.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that you don't want to do if you're Steve Forbes. You don't want to, just fine. Just play basketball. Be fundamentally sound, make shots, move people around from side to side.
Hunter Sallis.
And when in trouble, give it to Sallis.
Every time it feels like Coppin might be in position to make a run, Wake gets a couple buckets, and that one from Sallis.
You got to be happy if you're Coppin that they've stayed this game and we're standing all the body blows, but they've got to be able to finish. If not at the rim, the mid-range.
Sallis into double figures now with 10. He scored double figures in all but one of the games he played last year. 33 out of the 34 that he suited up for.
Right, 19 turnovers, maybe even 20 if I missed one for Coppin State.
Juke Harris still looking for his first points. He'll keep it moving. Johnson going baseline. Oh, what a move. Everything but the basket. It spun out on Tyler.
He initially thought about jamming it off the baseline.
Well, he almost jammed it home earlier.
Yeah, but that was his thought.
Can't believe it didn't go in. Aside from the Michigan game on Sunday, Wake also has a trip to Xavier the following week. And then after Thanksgiving, they play the Florida Gators again down in Orlando. Good game here with the Gators last year.
Oh, yeah. Xavier game's going to be a dogfight.
Always is.
Yes, indeed. Always is. Is that still renamed the Skip Prosser Classic? Is that not the correct name?
It is in my book. I don't know if it technically is. Right. There may not be a sponsor if you're looking to get your name on it, but Wake Xavier is always the Skip Prosser Classic.
In my mind, like you said, yeah. Post up, take him.
It's a foul on Dunn. And that's his 5th. So Horton fouled out earlier in 11 minutes. Dunn just picked up his 5th. He's played 12 minutes. The Austin Peay transfer heads to the bench for the rest of the night.
And for my guy Corey Gibson up at Austin Peay. Back in the day, the fly's open. Let's go. I'm not going to say the rest of it. Fly Williams back in the day. Come down the floor, big afro in the wind. The fly's open. Let's go. You feeling the play?
I know where you're going. Under 5 minutes
I'm not
to
trying
play.
to get in trouble early in the year.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah, well, Ellerby
mirrored by Fredrickson.
There you go. Take your time. Try to size him up. You want to try to take the mid-range shot if you can. Got that deflected there. Got to hurry. Right there.
Acrobatic move. Wouldn't go. Reed rips the rebound away from his teammate. Hunter Sallis with a head of steam. Hits the trailing Hildreth, who gets tripped. No call. Trailer 3. In and out. Wake 3 for 15 beyond the arc here in the second half. 9 for 35 on the night.
Highlight Darius Ward, number 11 for Coppin State. Move it, move it, move it.
Instead, he'll take it. Not really in rhythm. Juke Harris to the basket, and he'll get to the free throw line. Looking for his first collegiate points. He'll have a timeout to think about it. All throughout the second half, the lead has been right around 20. Wake was up 20 at the half. It has been a relatively sloppy second half, but the Deacs have maintained their lead. What do you make of these numbers on the left side of the screen?
Well, it goes back to what we said earlier about the fact that they're, 20 times over 8 3-point baskets made. They've made 9. The shooting percentage obviously got to get better, and you got to think it will be better as the year goes on. But the thing that's interesting about that, you're taking 52 shots, Wake Forest. So far, Coppin, and you got to give Coppin a lot of credit. They've battled. They're out-rebounding Wake Forest 39-35 so far in this game. A lot of it obviously because of those missed shots and those long rebounds. But that's something that you can hang your head up if you're a Coppin fan. But if you're Wake, you're getting looks. You got to be able to knock those shots down.
Well, nerves have been the story tonight for Juke Harris. He was an 80% free throw shooter last year in high school. He scored 31.6 points per game. And Juke is going to have a lot of really big games for this team, but not tonight, it appears. Ellerby sets up Oduro for 2.
Peter Oduro. George Mason transferred. Dad played there, brother played there. pretty decent athlete at 6'8". And I tell you what, I will say this. If they play this hard, this is Coppin State, if they play that hard the rest of the season or their games, they're gonna win more than 2 games. They're gonna finish higher than 8th in the MEAC, I think. You see some good things out of some players. They missed a lot of shots themselves, and it doesn't help to have 20 turnovers, you know.
Under 3 minutes. Darius Ward straight away.
Three. I like him. I like Darius Ward.
15-point game, Stan.
Yeah. And they ran their half-court set, took their time, got a matchup they liked with a shooter.
Darius Ward's got 19 in his Coppin State debut. Juke Harris to the basket and the foul.
There you go. Go inside, get some contact. 2:22 in the second half. Juke Harris makes his first basket for Wake Forest. I'm telling you, Juke Harris is big in Rowan County. The food line's down there, cheer wine, smoke pit restaurant. Smoke pit's really good. Haven't been there in a while, but it's good. And there you got Juke Harris. You got a lot of big things down in the Bear.
He went 69 and 15 in his time with the Salisbury Hornets. He scored 30 plus 29 times. He scored over 48 times.
Legendary coach Sam Gailey down in Salisbury. Played on some of those great NC State teams. Coach Case. Still plays a mean golf game. He's got a 2 handicap, I believe. Might be even lower than that.
Oh, nice dribble. Sallis to the corner. Cosby. Nope.
Push it.
Cosby called for the foul.
Passer got caught in midair that time trying to make the play, and you gave it to a little guy that close. And like I told you, in other games they may be able to make that shot. They don't have as many guys with length. It's going to be very difficult against this Wake Forest team.
Davin Cosby's got some cool kicks. They haven't led to buckets from deep tonight. He's 1 for 8. It's going to go on Reed. It'll be his 3rd.
Archie did a great job at following that shot. Frederickson got a little bit of the jersey and kind of pulled him away, and then big fella's a little late getting over there. So go back to the free throw line. Make this thing respectable. Make this thing, hey.
This second half is going to have Wake Forest practicing hard the next couple of days.
That's good. That's fine. That's okay. That's okay. Give Coach Forbes and his staff something to fuss about a little bit, okay? The intensity, the shot selection, following shots. You're not going to win every game by 30, 40 points. That's going to happen. But you cannot have a lot of game slippage, even though coaches overcoach in practice for game slippage. Never let the intensity die. Commend Coppin State for continuing to play, and then Wake Forest on working on their game.
Hildreth's been stuck on 15 for a while. Unable to add to it there. Archie's got a chance to get this down to 12 if they can make a quick 3. Larry Stewart says slow it down.
Yeah, they've been pretty successful in getting shots, not always making them when they've run their half-court set. That's a tough one if you try to take it. That's a good one.
Aduro. Rebounded by Hildreth, under a minute. Well, doesn't look like the Deeks are going to cover the spread tonight. But Wake Forest is going to be 1-0. Darius Ward. Wonder if that's going to do it. Shot clock is off.
Done.
Coppin outscores Wake 27-22 in the second half. But Wake won the first half by 20. And the Demon Deacons improved to 49-7 at the Joel Coliseum since the start of the 21-22 season. 64-49, Wake Forest takes care of business over Coppin State.